Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 313. Back down in the basement studio with my co-host and teenage son, Jack, to talk about another week of professional wrestling, mostly focused on AEW Dynamite, some discussion of NXT. Main roster stuff will come up for sure. It always does, WWE.
In some form or fashion.
We don't watch it, but we make note of notable things.
And hate it.
Everything's time-stamped if you'd like to navigate to anything of your choosing. Usually banter for a bit here. I mean, what's going on here locally is dealing with air quality problems.
Or lack thereof.
Toronto, which we live very close to, had the worst air quality in the world a couple days ago. Just wildfires, right? There's some in the north of Ontario, and I think there was some in Quebec too. So
Quebec
sort of
what I heard first.
North of us and east of us. So some of the days was just really hazy and it looked weird.
Yellow outside.
Yeah, really.
And it smelled really bad. Like
So-
I could smell how bad it was.
So I gave up outdoor pickleball for a couple days. I just played indoors with your mom, which was interesting because she doesn't play that much. And I was telling you, she got to play with the guy that I can't stand from pickleball. Just a guy who is not very good. He's okay, but he will just hit it as hard as he can at the weakest player. And your mother has not played very much and hasn't played in over a year. So the fact that he's just ripping balls at her as hard as he can. So that's when I make sure I take over and we destroy him. So we beat him really badly, but it's good because I come home complaining about that guy, and now she like actually can put a face to the. I don't even know his name. He's just.
Oh, you don't even know.
I should know because I played with him a bunch. He's one of those guys. He's not good, but he loves to exploit bad players and beginners
To be good.
to just make him like, I don't know how it helps his self-esteem or something. I don't know.
Makes
So
him look good.
I usually in open play don't try super hard because it's open play, but against him I will destroy him. I make sure it's my goal to destroy him, and we did. We beat him twice. I think one of them was 11-2. So
Nice.
but anyways, yeah. So we're just dealing with weather conditions, right? And
Boy, are we. Yeah, it's the day where it was like really yellow was really weird.
I haven't been able to smell it yet, but your brother went out last night and he said he could smell.
Oh, I could smell when I was walking to work.
Just you come out and it smells like someone's having a campfire, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
And
It's crazy.
I felt like it was starting to affect me a bit. Like my head felt a little weird at times.
So that was my thing because we were
Yeah, that
out
was you who told me that, right?
at the Jack White concert,
Oh, that's what we did.
which was a good show, but it was also on an air quality day on Tuesday.
It was just before I got back. So I remember I was working the next day, and that's when it was like really bad.
And we
Was the
decided
next
we
day.
were going to walk
Both ways.
both ways. So like 30,
And we're in the
35
amphitheater.
minutes. And we were outdoors for the concert. So the next day my head was killing me, and it makes sense, I guess.
My head was hurting after just because it was loud, and then I had to fight my eyeball the whole time.
Yeah, so Jack White's our favorite musician, I would say, and
Yeah.
we always go see him when he plays at this outdoor. I think it still seats like 10,000 people. It's a big
Yeah.
venue
If
outdoors.
you're including lawn, it's pretty.
But you had something stuck in your eye that you could not get out.
Now I think it feels fine.
So you were suffering mightily at the concert.
Yeah. I was
And then it's
fighting
not like you can go to the washroom and flush it out because it is very under washroomed for a 10,000
Yeah.
seat facility or person
And
facility.
it's like I didn't want to leave.
So then
the
you're
middle
just
anyways.
digging your grubby hands into it. Oh, it was also like in over 40 degrees that day, which puts it for our American friends at 100, probably just over 100. So we walked 35 minutes in that heat and then walked back. But the show was really good. I thought he
Yeah.
played, there were some deep pulls, as you would say.
Pulls, yeah.
Like it wasn't just for the fans, I don't feel like. I feel like it was just kind of for him a little bit.
Maybe.
And us being nerds of Jack White stuff, he can pull as deep as
I
he
really
wants.
didn't care.
And we're happy about
The
it.
only one that caught me off guard, because I don't think I've even listened to it that much, was when he played, I think it was What's Done Is Done. I was like, I did recognize eventually what's gone into it, but at first I was like, what are we doing here?
So I got what I wanted because he played Lazaretto at one point, and he opened
That one I'm
with
not surprised, because that one's like, that's, I think, his best solo album, and then that's the title track of that one, right? So
and then he opened with That's How I'm Feeling, which
he did play quite a few tracks from his 2024 album, because that's when he did tour for that one. I remember we tried to get it, but it was in a smaller venue and it was pricier.
right.
So I remember we didn't go because he just did like a limited like smaller tour for that one. So I'm assuming he played some of that because like most people probably didn't see that live.
Yeah.
But there were like, I want to say he played at least 4 from the current album.
Yeah, I think so.
Still.
It was a good show. We had a good
I
time.
liked
It
it,
was
yeah.
just crazy hot.
Yeah.
And your eye was on fire.
Yeah.
And it was just a giant, smelled of sweat and weed is what the smell of
could've
that
been
facility
worse.
was. It could have, for sure. But we
I
were
was
like,
people watching a bit too.
Yeah.
There was like, because we're in like the one row. I don't know if you noticed, but in the row in front of us, and like to the far right, like near like the part, like the
Was it the
walkway.
woman going wild?
No,
She was the MVP
guy
of
with
the
the
show.
long hair was like pretty into it too.
But did you see the woman who was like?
Yeah, I pointed
she
her
was
out at one
going
point.
nuts.
Yeah, she was really into it.
And then, of course, he was so big. He was 2 rows in front of me. There was a mountain
That
of a
guy,
man.
yeah.
He had to be like 6'5" and 300 pounds. So his head was blocking. So
that's the kind of thing where like when we had gone when I was younger in like 2022,
I would have
you would have moved me.
I would have switched you seats so you weren't blocked by him. But then I caught myself like I'm at the venue watching, but I'm watching the screen.
Oh, I watch the screen a lot too, because even though I can see him and all them, you get a better look on the screen. So it's like I kind of find myself.
I go back and forth. Me too.
Yeah,
especially when they zoom in on him going nuts on guitar.
Which if you don't like guitar solos, then never go to a show like this because you'll hate it.
But I don't know how many you've seen him now. What, 3 times?
Twice.
I've seen him
a bunch of times.
5 or 6 probably.
And they had the Raconteurs drummer here.
They did, and so they played some Raconteur songs.
They did. Well, I knew they'd play Steady As She Goes. That one's never really doubt my mind. The fact that they played Broken Boy Soldier was surprising. That was one of the ones that surprised me. Was that and Little Bird? I was surprised.
Yeah.
That they did that.
The Hotel Yorba, I remember he played.
That was a little surprising too.
Because that one's so quick.
Something tells me that he played that last time though.
Yeah.
That one and Fell in Love with a Girl really short. So
I feel like there was some tech issues because the tech guy was out a lot, and I felt like Jack White was a bit annoyed at times.
I feel like there's a couple times where like they were maybe stalling a bit, but I don't care.
I think so too.
Them stalling is still kind of entertaining too because they find a way to just like
they're
just
good at that.
riffing around.
And the bass guy had to change guitars at one point.
He did.
So I
thought he was cool because he just looks like a regular middle-aged dude, and
wearing a Leaf shirt.
He was just giving her like I thought that was great. But yeah, it was good. And then obviously I knew Seven Nation Army was coming because he can't
in the encore. That's the go home.
Yeah, he can't get away from it now. Icky Thump was also not a surprise.
No,
any of the songs that on the radio he played because like That's How I'm Feeling's on the radio.
Lazaretto.
Fell in Love with a Girl. Lazaretto was on the radio a bit.
Dead Leaves was a little bit back
Dead Leaves,
in the day.
yes. The only one that I can think of that's on the radio a fair amount they didn't play was Hardest Button to Button, but I wouldn't expect them to play that one live.
And it wasn't on as much as other ones
Seven Nation
on the
Army,
radio.
considering they're the same album.
That was the anthem, the sports anthem now.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. The walk is beautiful. Toronto's beautiful. Walking the waterfront if it weren't
aside
38
from, like,
degrees at 8 o'clock.
Some porta potties and walking by some horse shit.
Yes. It's a beautiful walk.
For the most part, yeah, it was nice.
But so we had a good time at that. And
we didn't catch the opener, but that's fine.
And tonight we did not. We could hear them, but we didn't actually see them. They were just
took the opportunity to hit the merch stand, which was a wise decision. I think.
It was because the merch stand was empty when we went. So
that
you got
worked
a
out
t-shirt.
really well.
And then tonight we're going to see a play. The whole family's going to a musical, so that'll be fun.
As we always do.
As we tend to never do, but should be a good time. So that being said, we are in a bit of a time crunch, right? So let's get this party started. That was damn good banter for us. If you came for the banter, I don't know why you would, but you really got a good dose of it today. That's what's going on in our life. But now we'll go into what you're probably here for. It's talking about wrestling. It's first segment, wrestling news and rumors. So we have made the decision that we're going to include notables from WWE stuff in our news.
Yeah, for me, it kind of depends on what happens.
Like, it's our way of saying we don't watch it, but we're aware of it, and people might like to hear our opinions on it. So
and if they're not newsworthy, then I throw it back into high spots. And well, it's not high spots because it never is.
It's all rest holds. First thing I have is on Raw. Apparently, there was a somewhat cryptic vignette featuring the silhouette of a returning
Large Cassidy.
Large William is on his way back. August 3rd is the date they're teasing. So that is the first Raw following SummerSlam. We've sort of heard this was going to happen, and it makes a lot of sense.
That's fine. He's not the one with the allegations and whatever.
The other one's coming back quickly.
Oh, yeah,
as well.
Coming.
I think
they're both coming. It's just he's not the problematic one.
No, and honestly,
the one with, like, personal issues.
Now that he's got his life cleaned up, he is exactly what. Let's be real. That's exactly what they want. He's gigantic. He's super jacked. He can talk enough. He can wrestle enough. Like he's not he's no Daniel Bryan.
He's a solid big man,
but he's a very good
him.
big
for
man.
a big man. I quite enjoy him.
So it's a good get for WWE. I have no doubt. It's just them circling back around.
It's more so when will they get bored of him?
That's right.
And Enzo,
which might come up to another person I'm going to mention later.
They keep bringing people like they just brought back Corbin.
So that's in my news. We'll jump to it. Go ahead. He's back on Raw,
SmackDown.
The
rumors were that he was going to be Danhausen's creation or which is so stupid. It doesn't seem like that's the case as of now because he just interfered in a Trick Mello match and beat them both up.
Right. So
and I like Corbin. I'm really happy he's back because I like him a lot.
Entering a feud with Trick.
or Mello or both.
And gonna lose to Trick.
Probably.
So he's right back where he
that's what I mean. They're bringing him back instead of pushing other people, but then letting Sheamus go and like.
But I think, like we've said with Corbin, he is good for them because he's got decent size. He can wrestle well enough. He actually has a really nice moveset to watch.
His finisher is one of the best.
And
honestly.
he tries his ass off no matter what you give him. And they're starting to realize those are important people.
Well, not even that, but I think he also fits the quota of like, he's someone they know is reliable and also someone they know will take the lower money that they're offering.
Yes.
He's not taking a pay cut when he's being brought back. This is just the pay he's getting. But they also know because like right now he's doing indies and MLW and like I'm sure he's not making
tag champ.
I'm sure he's not making like a terrible living.
No.
But they also know that he's also in a position where like if they offer him money, he's gonna take it. So like as opposed to offering a pay cut to Sheamus, who they don't really seem to care to use, and he doesn't want to take it, they'll be like, oh, okay, we'll just offer that money to Corbin. He'll gladly take it, and we can use him however much we do or don't want to.
And I think he's a guy that when you give him copy and pasted or AI slop writing, he'll still try really hard and doesn't seem to complain, right? So I think it's a good pickup for them as well. I don't know if it's good for Baron Corbin or not, but I'm sure he's happy with it.
So bad for him, I guess.
Yeah, good for him, I guess.
Right now.
So that's another one of mine gone. Go ahead.
So I saw Keith Lee is believed to be retired from wrestling.
Too bad.
Also no longer with Mia Yim. One of those is more important to me than the other. I thought it was a shame just because he's such a unique talent. It's really a shame that he never got used more. And like he wasn't bad on the mic. He wasn't the best, but I thought he had a bit of weird charisma to him. Black and Gold, we seem to like in NXT, we seem to kind of scratch the surface with him.
That's what I was going to say.
He was double champion. He was NXT champion, but like he held the belt for like a month and lost to Karrion Kross.
I feel like I didn't get enough of Keith Lee. Like I was just starting to really appreciate him.
And then he went to main roster and did nothing. And then he was Bearcat, and then he got released.
And then he went to AEW and
even
did
his team
nothing.
with Swerve was great.
Yeah.
When they did that, I thought they were a really great team.
Yes,
I
they
loved
were.
them together. And their feud would have been great if he didn't have whatever health problems or whatever his issue was. 'Cause I'm pretty. It was definitely health related. I think. I don't know what it was.
Just an absolute bear of a man who could wrestle a faster style.
He's
really
like
unique.
A cooler version of Mason Rook.
Yes, even bigger. Like I think he's considerably
he's also
bigger.
a little more built than Rook. Like he's also like a big kind of barely dude, but like he seems a little less like I don't know if flabby's the right word.
I know what you
mean.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he seems a little more like form fitting. Like he
feels
more
like
fit,
even just naturally he's a bigger dude.
Yes.
Before putting on a ton of weight. Yeah.
And he's also like doing standing moonsaults and all that.
Yes.
Jazz.
So too bad he's retired. Hopefully, I don't know, he finds something he enjoys and that his health is good.
I will say it sucks he's retired, but at least with his health issues, it's not like a Brody Lee or a Bray Wyatt situation.
Yes.
At least he's still
alive.
here. So
yeah. Yep.
I'll take that.
Another thing I saw is, again, the rumors of Bailey jumping ship and heading to AEW. I don't know if you saw, but...
Bailey as in...
Bailey. Not Mike Bailey.
Okay. I just had to make that distinction.
Bailey as in Bailey. I was like, what's her last name or whatever? I don't know.
But Bailey, role model
so
Bailey.
It was Mercedes Moné again.
Okay, so that even that helps me.
Fueling the speculation because...
She posted that match graphic?
Apparently, after Bailey appeared on Raw, confronting Lyra Valkyria, who now looks... Her look is being discussed.
She looks like Nikki Cross.
She wore like a potato sack and looked like Nikki Cross. But anyways,
like Nikki Cross.
Monet posted the hourglass GIF on Twitter. Basically, like her time's running out.
I'd take Bailey in AEW. I mean, again, they just have to like start equating more time in the women's division. But as a wrestler and a talent, I would gladly take her.
She character-wise is way better than Monet.
Yeah, and in ring, I'd say they're on par.
In ring, she's very good too. So yeah, I'd be interested in seeing her in AEW, but again, with the caveat of they don't kind of treat the women's division with as much attention as I would like, but Bailey would be a great get for them, even though they have a bloated roster.
I don't know what her name. I don't even remember what her real name is. I don't know what her name would be. Shota Umino concussed. He's been pulled from the G1.
Just when we start to like him.
Yeah, and he just lost the global title, but that I heard was
because
apparently Gabriel Kidd.
Oh right, I heard he's in line for like a huge push in Japan.
Yeah, which is weird because he just left.
Like I've heard things of like heavyweight champ.
Yeah, because he's stuff. Like that makes sense. He's probably the best gaijin they have right now.
And he's ready. Like that's the next step for that guy. He is. I really like Gabe Kidd. Sorry.
I just didn't elite reference. My bad. But yeah, like so apparently he was planning to win that belt before he was injured. Because remember he got injured at Revolution. I think it was. So I imagine Shooter just wasn't plan A when he became champion. So they're like, okay, let's give Umino a title run finally. Wow, Gabe Kidd's out. Now Gabe Kidd's back. Okay, Shooter, screw you kind of thing.
We finally enjoy an Umino match quite a bit.
And he gets hurt.
And away he goes.
But that's okay. Hopefully they rehabilitate him when he's back. So yep. I do like Umino a bit now.
Yeah, that was who did he wrestle?
Pac.
Oh yeah, that was a really good match.
And now I'm curious to see who they replace Shooter with in the G1 because we've seen this happen with the C2 twice, right? We saw Juice Robinson got injured in 2024 and he got replaced with Commander, and then last year Darby got taken out and got replaced with Perry. So I'm assuming New Japan's gonna have to do the same thing. So I'm curious to see. They'll have to have some replacement, right?
Good old Commander had a banger this week, I would suggest.
Yeah, Commander also impressed us when he was in the C2.
He did.
I never get that excited when I see he's on paper, and then as long as they give him enough time, he's really exciting.
Another main roster note is Chad Gable won a number 1 contenders gauntlet match, so he earns an Intercontinental Championship match against Penta at SummerSlam. He made Ethan Page tap, I think it was. I think they need to belt him up. It's in his hometown, right?
Oh, I know they have to belt him up. They're not going to.
That's the thing, right? Do you honestly think they will or not? I'm going to go on the record saying they're going to give him the belt.
I think it's more likely than not, but I also think it's 2 years too late.
They have a long history of not doing this.
It's 2 or 3 years too late.
But I also think a contributing factor for me is Penta's had the belt for a really long time, and I think his run's kind of done at this point. They've done all they can do with him, right? I think it's time to move on to Chad. I just saw JBL say something about Chad Gable's a twice in a generation talent sort of thing. He is elite.
He really
talent.
is. It's amazing to me they haven't.
If that guy were 6'4",
he's Kurt Angle.
If he's 6'4", he is the face of the company probably.
Also, I think doing the Kurt Angle son thing in general is stupid, but how stupid do they look for picking Jason Jordan over Gable for that?
So bad.
If you're gonna do one of them, why didn't you pick Gable?
I know.
He's literally shorter than Angle too, so it'd look like he's Gable or Angle's junior.
I think they thought that was the funny bit, right? Ha ha ha! It's not the guy that looks like a small version of him. It's the black guy. So isn't that hilarious?
That or Jordan's also just bigger, and that's the one they wanted to push.
But he's even bigger than Angle, I think. I don't know.
Jordan, yeah, but that's the one they wanted to push.
Yeah,
so they gave him the Angle rub, or tried to. Gable's so perfect.
He's great.
I don't understand.
I hope he gets all the titles he can handle.
I think I get why they didn't give it to him in 2023 because they want Gunther's run to break the record. So that was fine and whatever. But I really think because I think we talked about this the other week or something. Gable should have been the one to end Gunther's title run.
Mm-hmm. And
not Sammy.
Gable's a guy. Imagine if we could get him in AEW and just let him have just
Gable would
matches.
Be a freak.
Oh my god, he'd be so. There'd just be a million matches that I would be excited for, right? That roster is so stacked.
And the amateur style he does is not something we have a ton of.
And just letting him work unfettered, you're not under the WWE umbrella.
He also probably
anymore.
Wouldn't have his theme song that he has right now, which is Def Rebel, the epitome of Def Rebel garbage.
Yes, true.
I hate his theme song right now. It's terrible.
What else? Is it me or you?
I think it's me.
Go ahead.
This one I thought was funny. AJ Styles wants to see WWE acquire a Japanese promotion like they did with AAA in Mexico. Because yes, AJ, that's what we need.
Yeah.
The Japan market he was once a big part of needs to be monopolized by WWE. We need to see them start to get their paws in arguably probably the biggest wrestling market outside North America. It's either that or the UK, right?
Yes.
And then we need to have them shoehorn their style in there and attempt to monopolize it like they're trying to do in Mexico and the US Indies right now, and like they tried to do the UK
Soak
with
up
NXT UK.
All the talent in the area, kill every other promotion.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it should happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
No,
or if they try to. Mark my words, when they attempt this, they're going to take Noah.
So,
because they're already working with Noah. So that's the one they're going to take. They're in no position to buy New Japan. They just switch ownership. They're not buying New Japan. That's not happening.
With the way
All Japan's nothing.
With the way TKO works, if they think they've squeezed every possible dime out of North American people, they'll move on, right? It's all money motivated.
It's not even like they're moving on. They're going to do it all at once because they're still penny pinching North America, but they're trying to get Mexico.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're going to take everything.
My last one, and it is something that you were there and saw how hard I laughed at it. There was 2 levels of hilarity to me. Level 1, fans can vote on Liv Morgan's gear for SummerSlam, which on its face already made me laugh, right? So fans can choose her ring gear. Fine, they want engagement. This is their way of doing it.
That one seems normal enough to me.
However, of course, TKO, WWE, they have to get sponsorship for it. So it is sponsored by Wingstop. So
We like Wingstop.
I do, but
No.
it's just the height of ridiculousness.
Well, I think it was
for
the
me.
fact that you said like Liv Morgan was like presented to you by Wingstop.
Yes. And it's going to be basically like, obviously they picked who is one of their quote unquote hottest women that I'm sure the options are going to be like skimpy outfit 1, 2, or 3, right? To get the most engagement from mouth breathing wrestling fans that they can. No offense, we're one of them, but well, not the ones that would be voting on that.
I don't mouth breathe.
I laughed really hard at that for some reason.
As someone who like also is, I care about the ring attires and whatnot. 1, I don't really care about Liv Morgan's attire, so you've already lost me.
Yeah.
2, I like just seeing what they wear. I don't really want to know beforehand.
And I was just reading stuff about Liv that I won't talk about here, but makes me like her even less as a human being, which is unfortunate. But because she's grown into a really big star for them, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I used to be skeptical of it.
She's not.
She
she's
used
good.
to suck.
She's good now, and she's exactly what they want. And I think she's a lifer there too. I don't think she ever leaves
until she takes the pay cut.
And unfortunately, for women, they hit a ceiling age-wise that is not the same for men. So once she gets a certain age, like Mickie James is too old to work anywhere somehow.
Then she'll take a pay cut.
Yeah, maybe. That is all I have, sir.
What else do I have? Omega's title win was originally penciled in for Redemption. I saw that, which I'm not surprised they moved it up. I kind of like that they did. I think it's because MJF was banged up.
Where did I see whose idea it was to move it up? I heard it was MJF's idea to move it forward, I think.
Probably.
But then there was no reason given, which makes me think it's something like that, right?
I think it's probably because he was banged up because he had that slight knee injury in the Roosh match.
And I think because their TV contract stuff is kind of up in the air, they're trying to make sure
that paid off because that show, like I said, did their best rating in like 2 years.
I think that's why we're getting big matches and title changes is because they need the TV
I'm not
product.
against it.
I agree.
And I think it had the added bonus of Omega now has a longer run as champion as opposed to only having a month between pay-per-views.
Because he ain't winning at all unfortunately.
There's no chance. And this also then gives us more time to build to him and Ospreay. I think the only negative side effect from all this is that I feel like the Redemption build has felt kind of shortchanged and thrown together.
They're going to have to shove somebody in there, right?
Omega Knight is not a pay-per-view world title match. I'm sure it'll be a great match, and
it's what we call a placeholder.
At the end of the day, maybe I'll eat my words, but on paper, it like I told you, I think I was saying this off air. Knight is no doubt a future guy,
and Omega's going to give him a ton.
And Omega's going to make him look great, but to me, at least beforehand, this feels more like Danielson Perry at All Out 2024, it was 2024, as opposed to Hangman Fletcher at All Out last year, which we saw. Because to me,
I would agree.
I said to you, Knight is on the rise. He's on the rise more than I think Perry ever was. But
agree.
I think what I said to you was Kevin Knight now is not Kyle Fletcher last year.
Kyle
Fletcher last year was clearly a main event on the rise, and I was like putting him in a world title match. It was like, okay, we're clearly putting his hat in the ring, but it's also like, as people who were going there, we didn't feel shortchanged at all.
That's because Fletcher is ready. It's time. Right. Knight is not quite there yet.
I don't think he's quite ready. I would have waited till after the Darby feud, which they're blowing. I don't know if they're blowing off, but they're doing the Knight Darby match on Dynamite for the go home, which I think is kind of an odd choice.
Yeah.
I would have saved it for maybe not All In, but maybe All In, because that's like Darby's like a pillar that be putting some faith in Knight to have him like wrestle Darby on the biggest show. And maybe they're still doing that. Maybe that'll be like next week's their regular match, and then we have like some coffin match or some weird bullshit on All In. But yeah, to me, like, Omega Knight doesn't strike me as a pay-per-view world title match. And then I told you, Cage and Copeland are defending against Pac and Claudio, Death Riders, who don't team ever.
No. Now,
say what you want about their tag title match on Dynamite. At least Garcia and Yuta do team together. Mm-hmm. They don't win.
No, they don't win.
But they team together. And, like, even Fletcher Bandito we'll talk about. I'm
hyped for that.
Give me that. But
all day.
They just kind of threw it at me.
There is no build to it, but
that's never stopped them before. Like, I'm not saying, oh my god, the build's so quick, this show's gonna suck.
No,
I know it's not gonna suck.
Always the matches deliver, and honestly, I'm okay with like you're putting all of your energy into a couple long-term stories, and then other stuff's gonna be really fast. As long as the couple that you are putting the time into are good,
and I think
they are,
as long as we put the effort in to build to All In the month after. I think that's more important. Like, if some of Redemption gets sacrificed to build to All In, I'm okay with that.
I think so too. Because that's your mania you're building to, right? So,
right. like, I think the only thing I really want to see on Redemption is I want to see, like, Bang Bang Gang versus Dogs or something.
Mm-hmm. Feels like we're
something like that.
Getting something like that, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so there's that. And then last one is TNA granted release of Sinner and Saint. We like them.
We do like good Canadian
tag
boys.
Team. They're a really sick team from what I've seen. I think they have some really cool fluid tag
We've seen them on the indies, right? Live.
Yeah. They never did much there, though. It's a shame, other than be lackeys for Eric Young. So I could have easily seen them being bigger in the tag division. Like, they could have been tag champs, I think, with some steam behind them. But the purge of TNA continues, right? They're just dropping. They're dropping old talent like Eric Young. They're dropping promising talent like these guys. They're dropping big talent like Santana.
Yep.
Where
did we see Sinner and Saint? Smash?
Smash.
Yeah, thought so.
Because they were Smash tag champs. I think that was just before they got signed.
I kind of like them.
I really like them. I think Icarus makes some funny facial expressions.
Yeah, they were fun to watch.
But yeah, like, I don't know. TNA's
gonna TNA.
TNA's struggling right now. But
I would love to know how much influence WWE has in their personnel decisions.
These guys get released, but you know who? The Hardys won the tag titles again.
Of course. There you go. Legends, icons.
And the tag champs before the Hardys? Brian Myers and Bear Bronson.
Oh, boy. Well, that's something else we did. We watched the first 3 episodes of Darkside, all the TNA stuff.
Yes.
It was well done. We love Awesome Kong. Bottom line, our quick review.
Awesome Kong and D'Lo.
We love Awesome Kong, D'Lo, and there was somebody else that we were like...
You thought Karen Jarrett was pretty funny.
Karen Jarrett is very funny.
I will say, like, I think it did make me like Jeff Jarrett a little more.
Yeah. It definitely baby faces Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
For sure.
How much of that?
Because it's not really the story of TNA, it's the story of Jeff Jarrett and TNA.
And how he got hosed.
Yes.
Which I do think was quite interesting because Dixie Carter's an ass.
The first 2 episodes I knew, like I was waiting for kind of new information, so Karen Jarrett had never talked about the situation before and whatever, so.
Yeah, and I'm going to assume that she wouldn't be lying, so if that's the truth, then it does completely change the Jarrett angle situation.
However, they're missing Dixie Carter talking. It would have been nice for them to get Zeb Coulter. Oh my God.
Dutchman.
There you go. Because he was really, really involved too. So it's interesting because I'm sure Dixie's going to be like, oh, this was a smear campaign. Well, honestly, it's just people giving their honest opinions, and you had a chance to like
they
give your
always
side.
Mention that like Dixie
and you didn't
Carter
want
never
to
responded to interviews. So at that point, and I don't think it was a hit job on Dixie, but like people have been hating her for a while, so it's not like this is like the exclusive hit job on Dixie.
And it
Carter.
was funny because as soon as they're like bring up, oh, okay, we're gonna talk about Dixie Carter, and everybody is like, they all clearly are like, oh, here we go, right? Like this is where
that's where shit hits.
It basically the bottom line is it became about her and not about anything else. Is the narrative they're pushing? How true it is, I don't know. Feels pretty true.
And also, we don't love him personally, but I do always get a kick out of watching Cornette on these.
Oh, Cornette is just so. His blood pressure just spikes over every little thing.
Especially
right?
when it's like Russo.
So him and
Russo was in this. Honestly,
yeah.
Russo, there's like a couple times where I'll agree with Cornette or Russo on like a specific thing.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, no, but like.
No. But yeah, it was a good watch if you're interested in sort of TNA's time with Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett fan.
Then you can
all
check it out.
All 5 of you.
So news is done.
Yeah.
All right, moving into our deep dive every week. It's taking a look at past Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. Watched it live again, as I think will be our routine as much as humanly possible. So talk to me about Dynamite this week.
Yeah, there was a recap of last week's show because like we mentioned, it was a pretty
notable show.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Then there's a Death Riders promo backstage. Garcia is saying things while Ospreay's doing combat training, and then they kind of dip out for a second. Moxley talks to Moxley says game time to Garcia and Yuta because they've got a match. They dip. Then he's talking to Ospreay, saying most of the hard work is done. The last few steps are the critical ones, and mistakes cost everything. He says people make simple things complicated and they hesitate when they're near the end. He says Ospreay's earned this, and there will come a time when he needs to make hard decisions, but his dream is not one of them. He tells him to take the shot without hesitation and pull the trigger, no matter the target. And so I really like this because I think this is important. I think this segment is going to end up being pretty important.
Okay.
I think obviously Moxley's priming Ospreay to be more aggressive in spite of him facing a friend in Omega, right? Like
yes.
you're going to need to have the killer instinct if you want the belt, right?
Yes.
But the consistent dialogue about hard decisions and striking a target without hesitation, no matter what, makes you think we're foreshadowing a split here, we're either priming Ospreay to embrace Killer Instinct and drop Death Riders eventually, or I think more likely this is going to be Moxley's justification for dropping Ospreay. I think Moxley's going to train him to be a fighting machine and become world champion, and then he's going to turn on Ospreay when the time is right, and Moxley's going to try to reclaim the title, and that'll be one of Ospreay's like first big title feuds. And then Moxley will, in theory, know how to exploit Ospreay's weaknesses because he's molded him, and I would love for it to be like a, I tell you everything you know, but not everything I know, like something like that, right? But like Moxley's really preaching this, strike no matter what, don't hesitate. Like it really feels to me like he's already justifying the heel turn that's not happening yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's an inevitable split here, right?
And I think this is it. Like, I mark my words, I think this will be, he's going to say something like this.
Yeah.
And we'll look back on this segment when he turns.
Because it's kind of like the cult leaders got, and it seems like Ospreay's starting to get indoctrinated a little bit, right? And it's clearly not going to happen fully, so something's got to happen to change it along the way.
Yeah, maybe Ospreay not fully committing will be part of the reason Moxley turns as well, right? But this one really felt to me like,
and then I think you've got Ospreay wins it all in, and then you've got a really easy follow-up if you want.
And major feud,
with
right?
Moxley,
like, Moxley's
right?
a big deal.
Because you've been telling this story now for months, and it's a top-tier opponent for Ospreay and would be an awesome match, so it feels like they know what they're doing here. That they've definitely done some long range planning, and it's working out pretty well so far.
I agree. I feel like that was less the case with Death Riders last year because, like you said, the part of the Death Riders run was pretty rocky, and it felt like they kind of managed to lock in for the All In build. But this one, it feels like we are kind of the foreplannings's there.
Yeah,
more so this time. It felt like. Then we get Cage and Copeland defending the AEW World Tag Team Championship against Death Riders B Team, which is Yuta and Garcia.
B, so I think it's probably C Team, to be honest.
What's the B Team?
So A Team at this point would be Mox and Ospreay.
Oh, okay, I guess. And then B Team's Pac and Claudio.
I think so.
And then Shafir just exists.
Exactly.
Okay. I guess now that Ospreay's there, I forget Ospreay's technically a Death Rider now, which is weird to me still. So, like, yeah, I guess there are. I was just going to say, what's the A Team? Just Moxley?
No, Mox and Ospreay, I think.
Moxspray?
Moxspray.
Ah. That's what I'm going to call him now. Some notables, Yuta trips Copeland up in the ring skirt and they beat him down. Christian gets a hot tag and Brady DT for 2. Yuta counters Christian with a bridging German for 2. Death Rider corner barrage to Christian. Yuta tries to close the turnbuckle. Christian gets a low blow on Garcia behind the ref's back and a spear to Yuta for the win. The Dogs and Claudio attack the babyface after the match. Bang Bang Gang music hits come out.
It's your group. You can't even say it.
There we go. They come out. No Switchblade. Finley lines up for the Shillelagh shot, which I think I spelled right. And then Switchblade comes out to save Christian, and he like kind of fakes hitting Finley with it, and then Finley bails, and Christian's not happy to see Switchblade, and Copeland's kind of playing peacemaker.
Yeah. Go ahead. You talk first.
I think if I could describe this opener, I'd probably call it like a nothing burger.
I did not enjoy it. I thought it took forever to get doing anything.
It wasn't bad. It just like didn't feel like anything happened. And Death Rider Young Boys were never. I've seen people call them that too. Like,
so for me,
they were never a threat.
When Edge was in, super basic, super slow, and then when Cage came in, it was a lot better. So I don't know if like what's going on with Edge, but I did not think he looked very good here. I thought Christian was trying to save it. I
thought maybe we were setting up a match with the Bucks since they were in the crowd, but like I said, it's Copeland, Cage, and Death Riders.
Yeah,
so we'll see. This also just felt like it was here to service the post match angle, which made sense, and I'm glad Switchblade's popping up there again. I feel like I could see it being we do the multi-man tag at All In. Like I feel like it's gonna be like Copeland, Cage. Maybe I've seen Machine Guns teasing they're signing somewhere, so I'm assuming Machine Guns are coming, which is nice.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm assuming you do Bucks, Copeland, Cage, Machine Guns, maybe New Day, because I heard they're coming too. So let's say we do that for the 4-way.
Cool.
Let's say that's your all-in tag time match. Let's do a ladder match or something. And then at Redemption, hopefully we do Bang Bang Gang, Dogs. Maybe Dogs and like Death Riders or something. And then at All In, you could either do like a 2-on-2 or like maybe something with Finn. I would imagine just Finley and Switchblade as a 1-on-1 would be cool. And I'm predicting at some point, if with the assumption that Cage and Cope hang on to the titles after All In, I'm imagining it feels like the Bang Bang Gang maybe turn on them at some point and we give the tag titles to the Guns or something.
Could be, yeah.
Like, I don't know. The Bang Bang Gang as babyfaces are fine, but them as heels, I think, was what I enjoyed the most.
Do you have any concern about a Bucks Edge and Christian match?
Concern?
Being, how good can it be?
Pretty good.
Like, the Bucks are awesome.
Bucks are great, and Cage and Copeland have been pretty good this year. Like,
they have.
Maybe
this match made me question Edge. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he doesn't really do anything here.
I don't know
What's going on.
I didn't have a problem with him like in his other matches.
I feel like every time I see him, he looks 6 years older too than the previous time. But anyways, yeah, I didn't love this opening match, to be honest. It was just kind of there.
Then we get an Andrade El Idolo vignette. He's like on what was he, on a yacht or something like that?
Yeah, it's just like, and this. Sorry, go ahead. I'll save my thoughts.
He's free from the past. He's a man of destiny, and he's a future world champion. Nobody can stop him. How you know? Soon you will. I thought that was cool. And then we cut right to an interview with Renee. He says if he needs to fight every member of the Don Callis family and take every title they have, he will, because his destiny is to become AEW World Champion, aka one of the belts they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
He reveals he has MJF's ring and says he got it from a friend. Renee asks if that friend is Will Ospreay. He says, how you know? I thought that was really great. I thought this was as a 1-2 punch segment for him. I thought this was great. The cool vignette kind of suited him, and then typical interview. You pointed this out to me. He was speaking slower English, but it made it clear, and he came across well still. Something that works great. And I thought the how you know at the end with the shrug was really charming, and it really worked.
I feel like it's one of the first times he's really tried to communicate effectively in English for just by himself without having Zelina there to say
or
whatever.
Callis or
But and like this vignette and then him talking, it just pissed me off a bit because it's this easy to make this guy look cool. And why have people failed to do it? Like the vignette of, even as a baby face, he's just this beautiful man with wealth and whatever, right? Like he's just what everybody wishes they could be. And he's so cool. And it's not that freaking hard. And they did it really easily in a super short vignette here. And then follow up again. He's really taken his time to speak clearly and slowly. He's getting his point across with nobody there to help him. I'm still surprised at how well babyface Andrade is working, but he's awesome. So I was totally fine with this. Yeah, I appreciate that they're still putting effort in on him as a singles guy. And by singles, I mean without a mouthpiece or anything, right? So he's awesome, and it's not hard to make him look cool, and they just proved it.
I agree. Then we got a quick conglomeration interview. They are saying how there's no trios to defend against. And Cassidy mentions he's literally like, oh great, this is the perfect time for someone to walk up to us, which does happen. The demand come up. Ricochet says they're not here to attack them, and they want the titles. Vanilla Shoddy, as I call them, attack them from behind. And Ricochet says the demand wouldn't attack them, but Lethal and Vanilla Shoddy or Big Baby. Yeah. They're not in the demand yet, so we're gonna expand the demand to 6 people. I said okie dokie Vanilla Baby.
So like they're doing a Callis Family Light sort of thing. I honestly forgot who had the trios titles, and that annoys me too because I really want those belts to be prominent and that division to be prominent, and it's not. So I don't have a ton of faith that whatever they try and do, like I just want meaningful storytelling around those titles. And I, who watch every week and do a 2-hour podcast every week, forget who the trios
because they've been on Collision.
I do forget things a lot, right? In their defense, but. Yeah, it just bugs me because we wanted this division so badly, and I just want it to be awesome, and it's not, and that's the bottom line. So
yeah, I don't love that they've been on Collision doing nothing. Like they've defended against some pretty B-list teams, I think.
Right, and you're not going to get me to watch Collision by doing stuff like that. Even though I would love.
I just saw like a clip of the Escalera de la Muerte, the best of 7 final with that triangle and the Elite, and like that was like
amazing, the
height of the trios titles, and that was when they were like babies.
Yes.
So the trios titles have come a long way.
Down.
Yeah. Down the ladder.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. But I like seeing Vanilla Baby.
You do.
Then we get Andrade El Idolo taking on Jake Doyle. And what is it? If Andrade wins, he gets a shot at Mark Davis in the national title, the belt that means so much to all the people who fight for the belt because it's so important.
It is.
Doyle shoulder tackles Andrade out of the ring right away. Corner splashes and shoulder blocks from Doyle. Diving Hurricane from the rope from Andrade. Then we get another from the apron. He does this thing where like he goozles Andrade and like they go over the ropes together and he hangs onto the goozle. And then he chokeslams him on the apron, which honestly that was pretty bananas.
It was cool. I love that goozle's a word that's in the lexicon.
Yeah.
And every wrestling fan pretty much knows what it means.
You should, right?
You should.
Then we had a moonsault on the floor from Andrade, big old moonsault. Sit up powerbomb from Doyle for 2. 3 Migos from Andrade. Corner Meteora from Andrade. He lands that boot fake back elbow in the DM. Andrade gets the win, and we get Davis Andrade announced for redemption, which I didn't think it'd be a pay-per-view match, but
that should be awesome too.
Davis getting the singles pay-per-view payday.
It'll be like a better version of this, which I really like this match.
I thought this was good. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid one. And Doyle is a real beast when they let him. So.
I think they were smart because this was structured like the fans really want to cheer for Andrade. So guess what, Doyle, you're getting the first several minutes of this where you just get to dominate. And then when Andrade gets rolling, right, that's what the fans want to see. So they were smart. I'm not sure that Andrade ever wins the major title, but I think he could get close.
I don't rule it out. I'm not particularly either, but I can see him going international title for sure.
I could see him getting close to having a major or the major title, but it feels like they're putting in all of this legwork into he gets too involved with the fans. That'd be the story I'm telling, is that even when it's the big match and he could win, he's too busy engaging with beautiful women at ringside or whatever, and that he just lacks. Kind of like without that manager to focus him, he lacks just a tiny, all the ability in the world.
And that'd be
nobody better.
If you then brought Vega in,
yeah, I'd love that.
Bring Aleister Black in,
and then she's the one that can, lock him in so that he focuses and stops.
And she's the one who won't complain
because he's repeatedly leaving competitive matches to go take selfies with fans at ringside, right? Yeah. So if it's me, that's part of the long range story of, oh yeah, he's more than good enough to be the champion, but he needs to focus, right? Mm-hmm. Is the way they could go. But yeah, sure. I really like this match.
Then yeah, I thought this was great. The action was good and Doyle got a solid amount in, and I'm excited to see Davis Andrade in pay-per-view. I kind of hope MJF costs Andrade the match because I don't want Davis to lose his belt, and I also don't feel like Andrade needs that belt.
But him having MJF's ring is a way they've set up that MJF's going to be pissed off at him, right? So that could work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Recap of the world title match last week, and now it's Kenneth Omega's championship celebration. The Bucks come out right before Omega gets to speak, and Matt's talking about how long they've been friends for. It was so great to see him win the big one, yada, yada, yada. They brought him a belt. It's the belt that's not MJF's belt.
Right.
They say like, oh, here's your new belt. No. It's, which I'm like, I don't know. I get it's always a thing, like when someone beats MJF for the belt, you got to bring back the black strap one.
Sure.
But like with Samoa Joe, when he won the belt from MJF way back, they didn't make a big stink about it because Samoa Joe was also the first to have side plates. And then earlier this year, Darby, like they gave Darby the blackstrap belt like that same night.
Yeah.
I think it was after the show, but still they gave him the blackstrap belt that night. So I don't know why we made such a big stink of it here. It really doesn't matter. It was weird to me.
Yeah.
Omega talks about how long it's been since he held the title, and he wasn't sure if he'd be able to hold it again, but he made a promise to himself and the fans, and everyone believing in him made it possible. Without it, he would have given up a while ago. We have less than 50 days until Wembley, and he still has work to do. In 50 or so days, we'll see the best version of Kenny ever in AEW. Then Ospreay's music hits, and he comes out. It's really good to see Omega as champion again. He thought Omega gave up on himself, and it didn't matter who believed. Omega needed to believe in himself, and he did. The cleaner's back. The best belt machine's back. He knows the build is going to heat up as we get closer to Wembley. And Omega's been here for 10 years. And when he thinks of it, AEW thinks of Omega. Ospreay says he's locked in right now and he's not happy with being second. Omega's like, he shouldn't be. So it's again, they're competitive baby faces.
Yep.
Ospreay says they're going to go out there every week and show why they're the best. And this has been his dream. He says at Wembley, they'll show them this is where the best wrestles. Then Kevin Knight comes out because we need some heel tension here. Knight says he has some talking with Omega to do champ to champ. He congratulates Omega. Is that Nathaniel screaming?
That is your brother screaming, yes.
All the way from 2 floors up.
2 floors above. I don't know if the mics picked it up, but
I doubt it, but I heard it. He tells Omega not to get ahead of himself, and he says he's still owed a world title match. MJF owes him a debt he can't pay, so now it's on Omega. Omega is a god, but what's a god to a non-believer? I really like that line. I thought that was a really nice
good line.
Way to play into that. He's ready to make Jet 2 belt a reality, so he challenges Omega to a match of redemption. Omega basically brings up, like, MJF made you that promise, why should I hold it up? But he ends up doing so anyways.
Yep.
He once believed in Callis too, and it led him to be AEW World Champion the first time, but then it brought his worth to an all-time low, and Knight doesn't need a guy like Callis. When he says he believes in Knight, and he doesn't need to be Callis' lapdog, he says the same thing Ospreay and Speedball and the fans believe. So we're kind of like playing up Knight, perhaps being like conflicted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people are pushing him towards the whole like, you're not the jerk that you come across with Callis, right?
Which I'll talk more about that later because it kind of comes up again. Yeah. And Omega says MJF wasn't a fraud. The only fraud he sees is Knight because he knows deep down Knight isn't being himself. And at Redemption, he wants the Jet, not Don Callis' lapdog. Knight says Omega makes a good claim, but he doesn't have any good left, only greatness. Which at first I thought like, oh, there's no good left to me. That's a corny. But I thought I liked it. I thought we turned it around.
I was okay with it.
I thought we turned it around with the only greatness. I was like, you know what? That's pretty good. Knight cheap shots Omega, then bails from the ring to avoid Ospreay. Then we get Darby attacking Knight in the ramp. Then Brian Cage comes in and lays Darby out. Callis family goons come out. Omega and Ospreay take out RPG Vice. They get surrounded by Doyle, Knight, Cage, Hechicero. Then we get Death Riders coming out to even the odds. So this one was a bit long.
A lot of moving parts.
There were a lot of parts to it. I thought the initial stuff was like usual happy celebration. I didn't really care to comment much on that. I did enjoy the first interaction with Omega and Ospreay, like post title win. Very babyface type stuff, but we're just getting the ball rolling. I'm like Ospreay said, it's gonna get more heated as we go. So I'm more excited to see where it goes as to where it's at.
Yeah.
And I like Knight as the placeholder challenger. It makes sense since they see him as a future top guy. Like I said before, it doesn't feel like the most pay-per-view world title match ever, but I do see why they're doing it, and I can respect it because like we do need to start putting Knight in bigger positions. So like I'm okay with it.
And to be fair,
it's a fresh challenge,
a new pay-per-view that they're just kind of shoehorning in, right? So yeah. it's a reasonable defense, yeah.
And then the last thing I want to talk about was the Death Threats are so fascinating because they were just, like Claudio was literally just beating up a bunch of baby faces in the opening segment,
right?
And now here they are, like backing up the biggest baby faces in the company. It's not a complaint. I just think it's so interesting how they weave in and out of where they need to be.
Yes, everything is relative to like what the situation is. They are heels sometimes, they're baby faces sometimes.
I kind of dig it.
So yeah, this was presenting Kenny as like he's like the veteran baby face of the company now, right? He's honoring challenges from other people that he doesn't have to.
Of what he did the first title run.
He's giving the young up and comers like some of his wisdom and advice and stuff, right? And then you've got this. There's definitely a style choice in AEW right now. So many people have more than one thing going on, and again, I like that too. I think it's a choice they're making,
but it makes sense.
Lots of overlapping and just intersecting storylines that I think is really good. I don't think it's easy to pull off, and for the most part, they do. And I think the Death Riders, like you said, heel face, whatever. I feel what I want to believe, because I like the story, is again, Moxie as the cult leader is getting them to do whatever he thinks they need to get Ospreay on board, right? So it's kind of like, guys, our main goal is to get this guy in our group brainwashed, so we're going to do whatever we can do to get him there, right? And they definitely, the story is Ospreay is inching and blurring the lines of like, are you an outside guy just being trained by them, or are you one of their
now
group?
He is one of them,
right? The lines have been blurred, so I think that's the point. And yes, this was really long and a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes that bothers me a lot. It didn't bother me here.
That's good.
Yep.
Then we get Jack Perry promo. He's starting a new chapter. He's going to wrestle on Collision. Then
congrats on your new contract signing. You're on Collision doing an open challenge. I'm kind of out on Perry. I'm not going to lie.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Then it's Brodito versus Nick Comoro and Aaron Solo.
They're still employed.
The factory is back, baby.
I said it to you. Comoroto has an insane look, and he should be in Japan, I feel like.
Yeah.
He should be on excursion just as... He's a mountain of a man, and he's been wrestling long enough. He's got to be decent if you send him over there.
I don't know. I've only ever seen him in like enhancement stuff.
Yeah, so...
Bandito military presses him though.
Crazy.
That was the only. This was basically a squash, but that was insane.
Bandito needs to be studied once he passes. You need to figure out how he is that strong.
They won. I don't know. I'm not.
It was a squash match.
Yeah,
that was it.
Then we got Kyle Fletcher interview before his match. He's ready for Commander. Yada yada yada. Brodito kind of are passing through, being all celebratory.
So that seemed like the whole point of the match.
They hand the wanted flyer to Fletcher. Yes. Yeah, that seemed like the whole point, which I'm fine with. But it's
Me too.
It was just kind of funny.
I like that it's different than like we have a squash match, and then whatever happens in the ring after, there's a run-in. Or it was like they're passing backstage.
This one kind of, it's like a mini-scale version of what you're talking about with multiple things going on. Because like Fletcher's preparing for a title match right now.
Correct,
but then
what I'm saying.
These people are just like passing him in the hall, as would probably happen.
Yes.
Right, so I like that. Then we move into said match. It's Kyle Fletcher defending the International Championship against Commander. It's weird to see Fletcher defending a title in a title match, and it's not the TNT title. I'm just so used to him with that belt.
And it's the match I didn't know I needed, too.
I agree. Fletcher drops Commander face first on the apron, then just clocks him with a running boot. Rope walk Spaceman plancha to the floor from Commander. Fletcher shrugs off some strikes from Commander, then he goes for a lariat and gets planted with a super kick. Great avalanche hurricane rana from Commander. 450 splash for 2. Spot of the match was Commander's going for his like rope walk shooting star. I forget what it's called. Fletcher tries to trip him. Commander like manages to land, like flip out and land on his feet. 619 in the midsection, then a crazy looking springboard destroyer.
Incredible.
For a fall. Looked awesome. Fletcher drills his Michinoku driver for 2, which I'll never not giggle at. It's he great. Drills it. Fletcher catches Commander midair on his shoulder, and he transitions into a brainbuster. Really impressive for the win. And then after the match, Fletcher's tearing out Commander's mask. And I thought, okay, this is where Bandito comes out. Takeshita is back again. I was like, oh, aren't you doing the G1? But maybe they're not going back to Japan because I know the first time the G1 was in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Big forearm from Takeshita Leo Fletcher. Huge reaction for Take until he picks up the belt, Okada, Rainmaker. And then we get like Okada and Fletcher picking up the international title at the same time, kind of having a really tense standoff.
Again, everybody's got so much stuff going on here.
Well, I like it because like Okada was the golden boy and he lost that belt to Takeshita, and we're like, okay, we are gonna get it back. Well, obviously Okada wants it back, and then Fletcher's the one to get it back.
Yep.
So Okada's like, that's still my belt. Bandito flies in, drop kicks them. Brody King dives on them. Whatever. Great match.
I thought this match was awesome, and
closer than it had any right to be, but it really worked.
And with one, you described it, incredible near fall. Even though we know there's no universe where Commander gets the win, that sequence with that whatever springboard destroyer was insane.
That was because like it barely caught him, but it also then ended up spiking so perfectly.
So Fletcher looks great just because he's so much bigger and stronger, and he's just laying in all of his stiff stuff that looks amazing. And then Commander's like creating space and trying to hit you on the fly and move, and he never
always a lot of fun to watch. Like
he is.
Like I said, whenever they give him enough time like this, he's such a joy. On paper, I'm never like, oh my god, it's Commander. But then like we get a match like this, I'm like, damn, he is pretty good. He's just not that interesting.
The live crowd really responded well.
The crowd really helped, I thought too. You know, this is the same venue apparently where we had Ospreay Takeshita last year.
Right.
Remember that match? And Fletcher always delivers. He's just a demon, and I think he's fantastic.
Should he struggle this much with Commander? Maybe not. And if you really want to nitpick, I get it.
Like, it's maybe a style he's not always used to facing. And it's like,
damn,
Commander does such
watch.
Crazy stuff. Like
super fun.
I thought the post-match stuff was really great, too, because I was like still hoping Bandito Fletcher's going to happen. We'll get it.
Yep.
And now I'm intrigued to see where we're going with Fletcher, Okada, Takeshita. I didn't expect so much tension between Proto Okada. And I also didn't think Takeshita would be back already. I thought he was doing G1.
Those 4 guys, Bandito, Fletcher, Okada, Takeshita, in any combination, any way you want,
it feels to me
is amazing.
And I'll talk about this more with another segment. It feels like we're working up to Okada, Takeshita, Fletcher at All In.
Yes, please.
Which is insane.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's worth $50 alone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Like that match is worth. If you know what, you could give me an entire pay-per-view that's just that 3-way and then Omega Ospreay as the main event. I'm like,
fine.
Oof.
Fill it in with whatever you want.
Omega Ospreay has me slightly nervous. I'm like, there's no way you can live up
to the one we saw in person.
Even the first match was really great too.
Yeah.
But like
Forbidden Door was
that
perfect.
the greatest match ever.
There was the last 8 to 10 minutes. I don't know if there's better wrestling to be found anywhere.
Yeah, that was
perfect.
Oof, yeah. Anyways, then it's an Omega interview. He says he still has hope, but Darby comes in, says Knight has to be physically humbled, and he'll take the TNT title next week. And Mox comes in and says Darby is right. Some people are what they are, and they can't pretend to be anything else, even if they try. So I thought this was interesting because I like Omega and Darby having like different approaches tonight. And I'm really intrigued with what Mox said because I don't know who he's referring to here. Obviously, it kind of connects to the deal with Knight.
Could have been Ospreay too.
But it could be Ospreay.
Right?
Could be even
he's
Omega.
He's trying to be something he's not, and maybe he just can't.
Yeah. which could also be justification for a turn later.
And
on.
again, because there's so many overlapping things, you kind of have to think a little bit. It's not super straight. Again, in my opinion, they assume their audience are not idiots, and WWE assumes their audience are idiots or little kids, right? So they smack you over the head with a sledgehammer, and AEW's more willing to use a scalpel, and you kind of have to figure stuff out yourself, which I appreciate. Maybe I am an idiot, but they don't think I am, which is nice.
Then we get Brawling Birds interview on the stage. They will want to be the best.
I put Renee brings out the Brawling Birds basic stuff.
There was nothing here.
There wasn't.
They need to actually do something.
Yes, they do.
Jericho promo in front of a spotlight. We're doing a Ciampa rematch, but he's the Painmaker this time.
We're getting the Painmaker, and Jack is crying. That's what I put basically.
I was like, no. Why are we doing? I thought we killed this gimmick.
Because I told you, because they brought out the power drills and stuff. Remember, I was like, clearly this is going into like a.
Oh, I knew we were doing something else, but I was like, why? It didn't have to be Painmaker.
It makes Jericho look older somehow.
Makes him look stupid.
Even though he's hiding his wrinkly old face, he still looks.
Barely.
It just looks sad, kind of.
It is.
Like, it's kind of sad. And it's, hey, stop telling me this is the guy who reinvents himself, blah, blah. He doesn't. He just goes back to the well at this point, right?
At this point, yes.
So, anyways. And then we get an immediate response, right, from Ciampa, I think?
Yeah, and Ciampa said things, too.
You were just as interested as I was.
I have it written down. I just don't... He made an open challenge for a collision.
Yeah, that's it. Good enough.
Darby Allin, Brian Cage is next. Cage does the thing where, like, we have the ring level ramp this week, and Cage, he walks up the steps with Darby's suplex position and drops him on the ramp. And then we did the outside in superplex, except I guess it's inside out because it's from in the ring onto the ramp. It looked awesome. Cage just like he's doing curls with Darby, and then like he F10s him.
He might be the most jacked person that's ever lived.
I think so.
He looks insane.
Steel steps right at ringside. Darby leaps over them and then runs up to dropkick Cage. Then he climbs up the turnbuckles. It's a coffin drop to the floor. Avalanche code red from Darby for 2. Coffin drop on the steel steps. Cage beats the count back in the ring, but kind of like his world title on Darby with a coffin drop. Darby gets the win. Really great styles clash.
I thought this was awesome too.
Yeah, and Cage will just throw him around.
Absolutely.
And Darby will take it.
We always say they're lining up to face Darby because you just get to beat the hell out of him and look like a killer. So last week, I got 2 amazing matches that I knew were coming, right? I knew Fletcher to Kestra. I knew the main event was going to be awesome. I love 2 matches on this show that I wasn't really expecting, right? Like that, I thought this was awesome, and I thought Fletcher Commander, both of them like over-delivered for me. I know like Cage and Allen are really good wrestlers, but they worked so well together, and Cage looks like such a monster. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Yes. So I thought this was really fun.
Then we get Proto Connor promo. It's really mostly Fletcher though.
He's
mad at Rodito sticking their noses in his business, and he isn't afraid, and he'll defend the title against anybody. He'll be the greatest international champion of all time, so he wants to be indeed at Redemption. First off, that's great. Super excited. But Okada's looking at him the entire time, especially when Fletcher's like, I'm going to be the greatest international champion of all time. Okada's like it's, this is not going to hold up. This is not going to go well.
Okada can't be a part of a group if he's not the crown jewel.
Yeah, he didn't care when he was like unified champion. He's the big golden goose.
So now he had problems with Takeshita. Takeshita's gone. So who's the next golden boy? Fletcher? No, it's got to be. So Okada's fine as long as
it's great.
Everything's going his way.
Like
right?
We have to be getting a 3-way. It's going to be awesome.
He's in character the way CM Punk is in real life.
Yeah.
Right? As long as everything's going his way,
then there's nothing wrong. Yeah.
But as soon as one thing doesn't go his way, it's over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, a good promo from Fletcher.
Yeah, he was irritated here. He sounded good.
Then we get Kevin Knight in interview with him. It's Callis saying Knight can handle his 2 matches next week because he's got Darby on Dynamite, Omega at Redemption. Knight's too smart for Omega's mind games, and everything Omega had that was good was because of him. And Callis ends up leaving because then Speedball comes in and he says the facade to be in the Callis family isn't Kevin, and he loves him enough to forgive him. Knight says he doesn't need it, and he tells Speedball to let him be. I like this inner turmoil thing we're going with. I do think the heel character is working for him, but I also liked it without the Callis. I don't think he needs the Callis family. So if we want to turn him heel again later down the line, that's fine. Because I do agree. Like, I think the point is he was always like a little cocky even as a babyface, but I feel like the super cocky Callis boy thing is not working for him, right?
It's kind of like
I like it.
He sold out to become part of a group that wins a lot of titles, right?
Yes.
So he kind of did that to further his career.
I think you could easily go back on him being a babyface because the Darby turn could really be a heat of the moment thing, because I think that's how it was kind of played, right?
Yeah.
And so you could really like sell it as like a realistic heat of the moment thing. Like he was just frustrated because he's, you know, a hungry young guy who wants the opportunities, and Darby had that opportunity and Darby lost. So like you can sell a frustration as a mistake because that happens.
Yes.
So I can see it making sense. I kind of like what we're priming up here.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where it goes.
And it's like, is Kevin Knight full evil, or is he, you know?
It is making me question it, right? That's what I like. Because I was like, okay, he's heel. I won't question that. But now it's like, we're trying to question it. I'm like, it could work, I think.
He's trying to fit into a group that's helping him become more successful. It's kind of like, even if he's not fully
there.
Yeah. If that's not in his heart sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then the women main event, it's Mercedes Moné and Divine Dominion against Willow Nightingale, Hyann, and Maya World. And
I wrote the entrances for this start at 10:04, so we're already 4 minutes into
overtime, and
yeah.
We got stereo fallaway slams from the large heels. Hyann and Maya throw Moné out of the ring onto Divine Dominion. Then the faces hit stereo cannonballs from the ring. Willow hot tag, Spinebuster to Bane for 2. Moné breaks the pin. We got sequence for all is what I called it here.
Yep. Good
Moné
summary.
with the 3 amigos to Maya. Maya gets her knees up on a frog splash attempt. Bane with a pretty nice Falcon Arrow to Hyann for 2. Willow broke the pin there. A really good pounce to Bane from Willow.
It was.
I thought Hyann got a pretty solid spear on Moné too, which also got a 2 count. And then Moné kind of landed her finisher for the win, the moneymaker. Like
as much as she does.
One,
no, it wasn't. It was somewhere in the middle.
I don't know.
I thought this was a very good match. It just like didn't have the main event feel I would hope for. Obviously, like last week was the ultimate in main event feel. So this is going to be a pale in comparison, unfortunately. But I thought this was really...
I like giving them women the main event spot.
I thought it was a good pace. Everybody worked hard. Again, Divine Dominion have a lot of stuff that they execute together, which I think is good because it's cool because it's like they're so physically imposing. It'd be bad enough with just one of them, but they do so many tandem things. Yeah. It's like, how do you beat, like if it's the Road Warriors, right? Kind of idea. Like, how do you beat these two guys when they do stuff in combination as well? Mm-hmm. I thought there were some really good sequences. I enjoyed this match. I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. It didn't quite feel like a Dynamite main event to me all the way. Like I thought it was a solid match, and again, I'm glad giving the women the spot just 'cause it doesn't always happen. It's the second time in like a few weeks because we had the TBS title thing a couple weeks ago, but this was definitely better. I just wish it kind of felt like a bigger deal, or we had more time. Like because it started into overtime, I wish we had just started this earlier. Like that was a bit of a misstep for me.
Yeah.
But I thought the action was solid, and again, I'm becoming a fan of My World. I thought Hyann had a solid showing too. We've seen less of her, obviously. And then Willow's great as always.
Is there a wrestler more built in a lab to go to WWE than Bane?
Wardlow.
Maybe. That I just, to me, I'm watching her wrestle and I think she's good. And it's just like, how long until they just
like she could easily fill the Cargill slot. She's not as like incredibly jacked as Cargill, but she's not.
She's way better in the ring and she's physically imposing. And I think she just screams WWE to me. Like, I expect her in NXT the minute her contract's up.
I don't disagree.
We'll see. Overall thoughts on this show?
I thought it was a pretty good show. Like, we had a couple of really strong matches, and there were a bunch of segments I liked.
I'm torn between two.
I feel like it's...
Because I feel like there weren't a lot of segments, but there was some important work done in them.
Yeah. I generally enjoyed the show. I'd say probably a lower end, but I'd still go B+. Like I feel like generally I enjoyed myself.
Because two of the matches,
Alvarez did not like this show.
Two of the matches that I thought were going to be good were really good, and the main event was good. It's hard again because if you want to compare it to last week, it pales, right? But I still thought it was a better than average show, to be honest, for me in terms of my enjoyment. I went B+ as well. So good offering from them this week. All right, pausing on the analysis, moving into the trivia. Same segment every week. We call it Off the Top of His Head. You tackled Volume 3 last week and did a very good job. So we're going Ultimate WWE Volume 4. Try and give credit where credit's due from funtrivia.com. All right, so these are whatever they want to talk about. And I did okay because I take them ahead of you, and I got a few right. I don't remember exactly. So 15 questions. Number 1. Who did Randy Savage defeat in the final of the WWE Championship Tournament at WrestleMania 4?
DiBiase.
Correct. Wow. That is one I think I got right. Number 2. Which of these segments on Raw never happened in 2003? Okay. Evolution began.
Sounds all right.
Kane unmasked.
That definitely happened.
Eric Bischoff unveiled as GM of Raw.
That was 2002.
You're correct. Goldberg's debut. So wow, I thought 2002 they made it close even. I thought like to give you a chance it'd be something that was but like oh no, that was 8 years before.
It was like probably fall 2002.
This one you will get. I did not. In which year did the first Survivor Series take place?
87.
Correct. I guess at 89, and I felt
I was
confident.
gonna go 88, but I was like maybe just before that.
Did not get this right somehow. What was the name of the team whose members consisted of British Bulldog and Lex Luger?
Allied Powers.
Correct.
Why, you didn't get that?
No, I put Power and Glory, even though after I clicked it, I'm like, I know who that is. Why did I put that? Because wasn't
Power
that
and Glory was
that Hercules and
Roma
and
right?
Paul Roma? Yeah. At which pay-per-view?
I knew it was someone in Roma. I couldn't remember if it was Hercules.
This came up in Dark Side as we were watching it. At which pay-per-view did Owen Hart's tragic accident happen?
Over the Edge 99.
Correct. In which year did John Cena lose his first match at Survivor Series?
2003.
No.
2004.
You want options?
2006.
8, 9, 11, 12. First loss at Survivor Series.
12.
Correct, because he always wins all the time.
Well, because I know what matches he had the other years. So.
Oh, of course you do. Because
I know because the one he lost, the 2012, was the Shield debut.
Nice. 7. At which pay-per-view did the first ever Inferno match take place?
Unforgiven 98.
Why? Why would you know things like this? I don't understand.
Sorry, In Your House, Unforgiven.
Yes, get it. You wrong. Then that's wrong. Wrong. No. How many times in his career did Stone Cold Steve Austin win the WWE
6.
Championship? 6 is correct. I got it right because I guessed my favorite number, and it happened.
I was going to say 6 before you finished the question. I just thought maybe I'll make sure.
During the Invasion angle, who was the first Alliance member to win a championship in WWE?
Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome is correct.
Hardcore title.
I got that one wrong.
I know that one because that's like just one of those weird trivia bits that like gets mentioned.
Yeah. Number 10. Which member of the McMahon family was in Big Show's corner for the Fatal 4-Way at Mania 16?
Okay.
Oh, I got this one wrong.
So Steph was a Triple H.
Okay.
I think
Talk it out.
Shane.
Shane is correct.
I knew what Vince was with The Rock. I think 'cause remember Vince turned heel at the end.
Was Linda? Who was she with?
Mick Foley then.
Who did?
Because that's when like Mick was like, remember he had the Hell in a Cell. This was the year where like he had the street fight at the Rumble with Triple H.
Yeah.
Then he lost the Hell in a Cell match to Triple H.
Yeah.
And that was like him retiring, but then he didn't.
Of course not. They never do.
Yeah.
Who did Triple H face at Mania 12?
Mania 12. Oh, Warrior.
Correct. Who was I got this wrong. Who was the very first WWE champion? Well, WWF.
Buddy Rogers.
Correct.
Okay, well, when you said WWF, I was like, are we going technically or like WWF?
No,
Okay.
I thought I just said Bruno because I didn't really know.
No, Bruno won it from him.
Okay. Who was the very first? This one's hard. Who was the very first number 30 in the history of the Royal Rumble?
DiBiase?
Yes. Why would you know that?
Okay. Because I knew it had to be old, and my theory was because I know there's a time where he like paid for that number, so I was just like,
okay,
he like it just made sense to me.
Okay. Who
Because
was
the first one was 20.
Who was the very? I got this right, just because with the list it made sense to me. Who was the very first entrant in the history of the Royal Rumble?
Was it Brett?
It was Brett. So the options.
I know he was in it.
The options were Butch Reed, Bret Hart, Jim Brunzell, and Volkov. So I'm like, it's going to be a worker, right? So it's immediately I get rid of Butch Reed and Volkov, and it's either Brunzell or Hart.
Yeah,
and I figured it was Hart. Last one, and you will know this because you're a nerd. What was the theme song of 2003's SummerSlam pay-per-view event?
Oh, I don't know. Give me the
Options. Crack Addict by Limp Bizkit. Summertime Blues by Canadian Icons Rush. Or Roosh. Maybe it was Roosh singing. I don't know. Saint Anger by Metallica. Ladies and Gentlemen by Saliva. So they definitely, other than Rush, went with groups that it could be.
feel like it's Limp Bizkit.
It is not Limp Bizkit.
Was it Rush?
It was not Rush. You don't know anything about Rush. It was not Saliva. It was Saint Anger by Metallica. You know nothing about wrestling. You're an idiot. We're gonna have
but what I said.
Cancel this segment. This kid knows nothing about wrestling. Good job. That was our quick trivia segment. Shifting gears back to talking about wrestling. We'll do a little bit of NXT. We'll fly through this week's episode. We call it Highspots and Restholds. NXT this week starts off with, I don't remember, so let me find my notes. Vanity Project.
Probably important.
They're defending the tag titles against Sean Legacy and Dorian Van Dukes in the opener.
They were such an experienced team.
Very experienced. They've had like 2 matches. So the challengers dominate the first part of this match. Super fast pace, relentless offense, gets the crowd going. They did the spot, a similar spot. Remember when they used to launch... What's his face?
I saw it.
Joaquin Wilde.
I did see the spot you're talking about. Yeah.
So Van Dukes launches Legacy.
Got up there.
He did.
I thought it looked sick.
So that looked cool. I'm sure we're going to see that.
Yeah, because they launched Wild and LWO. Yeah,
and it was cool too.
That one looked really cool too, because that one he went far. This one, I think Legacy went higher.
Higher, not further.
Wild went higher, farther though.
So champs take over. They isolate Legacy a bunch, and that leads to a DVD hot tag, which the crowd really responds well to. Van Dukes is interesting because he's so stocky but not tall at all. Yet he flies around, man. They're really fun to watch. So obviously, the Vanity Project formula is Jackson Drake and Micah Lockwood get involved to stop the momentum of the challengers, and this leads directly into the Stomp Reverse DDT combination. Simple finisher, looks effective. I actually don't mind it. Vanity Project retain, not surprisingly, in 13 minutes, but I thought this was an excellent match. Legacy and DVD look just super strong together, and it's the story of having these really good heels. It's like they have to cheat to win, and it makes the other team look really good, right? It's like, we can't stop these guys. We got to take shortcuts to get the win. So a ton of promising talent in this match. No NIL guys, just wrestlers, right? Like indie wrestlers, people who have experienced wrestling, and it shows. I thought this was a great opening match. Vanity Project continue to impress as heel champions. They make opponents look good and then cheat to win. It's a really simple, timeless formula. And Legacy and DVD seem like kind of Fraxium, like I call them Fraxium XL because they're both like bigger dudes, right?
More jacked.
But not taller. But just like the pace they work and they fly around and the crowd's really connected with them. So I think bright things for them as a tag team before they inevitably split.
Wrestle.
Yes. Then we get Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights are backstage. Heights is confident going into his match with Jackson Drake on the Tonight Show. He hints at going after the tag titles with Bourne again. Cam Hendricks walks in, warns Bourne that he's coming after the North American title that Bourne holds. Heights tells Bourne, like, think about the tag titles. So it's kind of like, it feels like the story is Heights is trying to convince Bourne to go back to being a tag team and sort of stifling his singles career. But like, we've done this twice already. So what's the payoff at it? Like, you know what I mean? We kind of already did it twice. So I don't know. And I will note Cam Hendricks, part of his gimmick is to give percentages, like random percentages on things. Like, oh, I'm 82% whatever today. I don't know. It's kind of dumb. I just don't have any interest in what's going on here. Heights and Bourne have to give me something different to get me interested in them. Like, yes, they are both fine to good in the ring, but like there's just charisma vacuum there, unfortunately, for both. I say it every week. Nothing has changed. Saquon Sugars, what did I say? He needed backup. What did I say last week?
That he was going to be OTM?
It's going to be OTM. He's the first people they approach because black, because person of color, and WWE only knows like you stick with your, group.
Well, because like aren't they kind of like a Latino type thing? But like,
yeah,
it's just like they're both street type.
Because I think Nima's been in AAA.
Yes,
it actually comes up here.
Yes.
So
I did see that bit, I think.
He tries to get OTM for his match against Dark State next week. They refuse for exactly the reason Sugar said it's going to be hard to find somebody, because he's pissed everybody off when he was in Dark State. So now it's like, no, I'm not.
At least you're
holding
that up, yeah.
So OTM That doesn't make sense. Oh, I have OTM then run into OTM. They did not. They run into the Birthright. And Lexus King
yes, that's the bit, yeah.
Lexus King's immediately trying to drive a wedge by saying, like, hey, Lucian Price, your buddy Nima's heading down to AAA and working without you. Like trying to sort of plant the seeds there, right? Really random detail to bring up to force dissension, but I do like that King is like the conniving, slimy heel who needs to do something like this, right?
So it's like champion.
So like, why is your buddy off wrestling by himself in AAA without you, sort of thing. Tristan Angels is in the ring. He is now added to his character. He's wearing one white glove, which is kind of.
I thought that was because he was grabbing the tooth. Maybe it doesn't.
Oh, maybe it was. So he says that Shiloh Hill's a creepy hillbilly weirdo who isn't fit to stand across the ring from him, and he stomps the tooth that he took from Shiloh Hill last week. So this is the big moment. He stomps on the tooth. It's destroyed.
Well, it's like a retainer with a fake tooth on it, right?
Shiloh Hill appears on the Tron, and he says that losing that tooth has helped his mind. The fog is coming. The fog is coming. He laughs maniacally as in the arena, lights flash and smoke starts billowing in. And again, I'm just embarrassed for Shiloh Hill at this point. There was potential when he started.
Yeah.
But he's proven himself like Corbin. He'll do anything and he'll work it really hard.
Yeah.
So you're getting all the dumbest crap we can think of because you'll try really hard with it.
And because they already saddled him with that character. So it's like, we've already started.
It's great for his job security. Like, I think he'll be in WWE a long time. But you now have a ceiling, right? You're capped at Baron Corbin at this point, I feel like. Angels has not done any favors by being involved because I think I like Tristan Angels, but this feud is irritating me so much that I'm
this being his first feud is pretty rough.
So I'm kind of holding out judgment until I see him do some other stuff, but I think there's potential for him. And it's just, he has to sort of act concerned because lights are flashing and smoke's come, like...
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Hill's character is putting, not to the point of Toni Storm, but like we always said, it's really hard to work off of her, right? She's so ridiculous.
She's so over the top and not like, clearly not a sane, real person.
And it doesn't make you look good trying to engage with her in a serious way.
Yeah.
You look silly. And Hill's on the cusp of that. Natty's backstage being rude to her cronies. So Layla Diggs is still in the group. I thought she was gone, but I guess it was she just wanted to wrestle by herself last week. So Diggs got hurt in her match with Zarya, and Natty won't let her speak because of it. Stone is there. He decides Zarya will defend against all of these amazing contenders.
Oh.
Ready? Who deserve these shots? Nikita Lyons, Lizzie Rain, Izzy Dame. So later in the show, Natty and her cronies attack Jada Parker after Parker was warning Callie Armstrong ahead of the main event match. So again... we're getting lots of women's matches here, which is fine. We get Tate Wilder. He loves to take risks. So his risk this week is he's going to face Naraku. Naraku gets the obvious win in 9 minutes to start building momentum ahead of it.
Basically how long Tony took to beat him.
His undeserved match, yes, against Tony D. Exactly. I think it was 10 minutes. So
yeah, you said.
Wilder flies around, gets a couple near falls. Naraku wins with his super lame STO finisher.
I can't believe that's a finish.
Tony D attacks Naraku after the match. Security gets misted. One of them, at least. Camera cuts away all of a sudden. And then it's just like, we move on. They're in the ring, brawling, and then we move on. Later in the show, Tony D is mad when he talks to Robert Stone. And surprise, surprise, Stone makes the rematch for next week. And then there's a stipulation going to be added to it at the end. And I just don't know who cares. Like, Tony D's title run is so underwhelming, and Naraku as a repeated challenger when he disposed of him pretty quickly, it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Hank and Tank are backstage with EK Prosper talking about their issues with Keanu Carver. Saquon Sugars approaches them now. This is ongoing all show long, right? Is Sugars trying to find teammates. So he suggests they team with him next week against Darkstate. Hank and Tank reject that idea, tell Sugars he has to change his actions. So later, I'll just kind of go through a bunch of it now. When Sugars is talking to Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray, Gray says that Sugars hasn't really done anything to earn friends. Lola walks in, warns Gray that she'll be taking her title back after she wins the number one contender match tonight. Still later, Noam Dar is not interested in helping Sugars either, but I like this. Romero is like that just plucky kid that just wants experiences and wants matches, right? So he wants to take any opportunity he can get. So he talks Dar into helping Saquon Sugars. So the backup for Sugars is Romero and Noam Dar. And I kind of like the dynamic.
I love Noam Dar.
So Dar is like, he's the veteran who's been around enough to be skeptical of this guy. And Romero's just like, but it gets us matches. It gets us on TV. Like, let's just do it.
They need more matches as a team.
They do. And that is part of the story. I know you laugh, but the reason they didn't get a shot for a number one contender is they don't have an experience as a tag team. So Romero is the young one willing to take on any experience he can get. And Dar is sort of reluctantly like, okay, young guy, let's do this. So that makes sense to me. Then we get the four-way we were promised. It is for the North American Championship. Zarya, Izzy Dame, Lizzie Rain, and Nikita Lyons. I thought Zarya was a heel. I don't know what's going on.
Is she not?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure.
That's not good.
I'm not exactly sure what these women have done to earn the title shot. If I'm Zarya, I'm not happy about Stone's sudden decision to do this, right? Like, it makes her sort of sympathetic here. That was my problem. And I don't feel like she was working super heel either, right? It's like, oh, you got to defend against three people. You didn't know what was happening. So anyways, Natty and Carmen Petrovic, I almost called her Drazen Petrovic, which is going NBA. He died too young. But no, it's Carmen Petrovic. They come down, they grab Zarya, but Jada Parker shows up to make the save because Zarya is a babyface again. Like, she's being interfered on by heels, and a babyface is coming out to even the odds for her. So I'm not sure what's going on. Zarya spear, F5 to Lyons. Zarya retains after 14 minutes. The match itself was good. I'm not sure why some of them deserved this shot, but I thought Lizzie Rain looked really good. She works really quickly. She clearly knows how to wrestle. It's just that glow character she's rocking. You caught me watching Women of Wrestling. It feels like she's plucked from there, right? Like, her entire identity is you are heavy metal, nothing else. There's
and
not one.
Like, you gotta dial it up all the way.
There's not 1% of you that is anything but a heavy metal rocker woman. So she looked good wrestling here, and I think this is the best thing Nikita Lyons has done in quite some time. I didn't find anything.
She's evolved champion.
She is a champion now. That is true. We then get Jackson Drake taking on Tavion Heights. Have you seen how Jackson Drake enters the ring now, or makes his entrance?
Is he on Lockwood's shoulders?
Which I think is really good. He comes in on Micah Lockwood's shoulders. It works for me. Back and forth
that
match.
Reminds me of, you know what one of my favorite entrance things was when Jungle Boy would do that with Luchasaurus.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was good. It's the same as that. So
just like a different vibe, obviously.
Lots of leg targeting by each guy here. Heights suplexes Drake over the top onto Baylor and smokes at one point. Baylor recovers, gets on the apron. Heights knocks him down, goes for his finishing belly to belly on Drake, but Drake counters it into a roll up for the win after 11 minutes. I thought this match was fine. It kind of followed that Vanity Project formula again, right? But I don't feel like Heights sustained enough damage to just be rolled up really quickly.
Perhaps
suddenly.
Like a short title match on a PLE.
Yeah, kind of like that, right? So Heights is just, again, charisma vacuum. And it's funny because Drake has a lot of charisma, right? And Heights has the look they want for a wrestler, but there's something missing with him. He's like, yeah, you know how to wrestle, but you just are not interesting to watch for whatever reason. Reina Volcan has a bunch of cheesy lines written for her, and she is not the best at delivering them. Quote, "The greatest disasters don't announce themselves," unquote, despite that's exactly what she's doing. She's a force of nature and said NXT isn't going to survive her. She'll debut next week. This was alongside like a montage of her training and a little bit of in-ring stuff. So I hope she's really cool. I think what they're trying to say, but it's hard to say about women, harder to say.
She's bigger.
She's a little bit bigger, but she's still like agile and can move because it's like her doing box jumps and her, doing stuff. So it's harder to go like, hey, she's kind of beefy, but can actually really move like a cruiserweight.
Yeah, you have to like tiptoe around.
You have to like, we're going to show but not tell, which is good for WWE to be forced into that instead of just telling us.
I guess, right? It kind of does force them
so
to that.
I'm intrigued. I've never seen her wrestle, so I hope she's awesome. And I guess I get to find out next week. NXT Focus this week is a quick little one with Sean Spears. trying to explain, trying to be like, hey, I'm a babyface now, guys.
I saw it, and once I realized he wasn't doing Ty Dillinger, I ignored it.
So he intended to cultivate talent by forming the culling, and that basically Izzy Dame has done everything he hoped she would. He's proud of Nico Vance too, but he took 2 steps back when he put Spears through a table. Next week, he'll drag Nico into deep waters, and he'll find out how much Vance has learned. Short and simple. Spears is a veteran. His delivery's fine here, but I don't really see him as a sympathetic figure again. Like, this is them trying to be like, nobody's a babyface though, guys. Like, you should cheer. Do you think he beats Nico?
Yeah.
He's not taking the hidden blade? I think he might have to lose to Nico Vance. They're trying to elevate Nico. I don't think they're trying to elevate Spears.
It's too soon to elevate Nico that much. He really hasn't done anything. Like, it'd be different if they were priming him kind of.
So he loses this time and then earns another.
Maybe. I don't know. But Nico just doesn't feel like someone they're like putting the throttle on right now.
It doesn't. Although he's got the hidden blade now, so who knows. Main event. It's the number 1 contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. Kalani Jordan, Lola Vice, Callie Armstrong. I thought they were telegraphing this because commentary spent a lot of time telling us how Kalani is 0-8 in number 1 contenders matches. And that maybe hilarious. This should be your last chance. So I'm like, oh my God, clearly Kalani's winning it. No, she did not. But anyways, so it's no DQ. Obviously, Kalani's taking shortcuts as she should. Callie almost botches a slam, didn't get all of it. Then, unfortunately, moments later, she is supposed to like hop up onto the ropes and then hit a high cross to the floor, and she slips off the ropes and has to walk up.
Speaking of which,
and do it.
Like the Eichner thing, because like I just saw clips of him, and like Eichner's such a beast.
He's so good, man.
Eichner's a unit.
He is so good. He's another one I would love to have show up in AEW.
Just for like
the matches.
He would be like an AR Fox role for me, unfortunately, yes. But like
he's so talented.
He'd be so cool.
He would actually fit in well with Legacy and
yes.
He's that kind of. He's a little bit taller than them, but it's that whole like he's built, but he can fly around. He can do everything. Nuts. The finish comes. Kalani hits a 450 to Callie.
I think I did see the finish.
Before Kalani can follow up, Vice super kick to Kalani. Vice steals the pin and earns another title shot. So I'm not sure.
Is this their third match then together?
Yeah, sure. I think it is.
So I guess rubber match.
I don't mind the end and having Vice win again, but I thought to really, because I thought they wanted to like elevate Callie Armstrong. It seemed to me the way they would do this was that Kalani and Lola reluctantly have to work together to take out the powerhouse first. But that's not, like, I thought that was such a straightforward, that's the way you have to do it. It protects Callie Armstrong. You kind of have even though we're heel and face, we have to work together to take out this monster, threat, yeah. And then we can wrestle against each other. Still, it was a good triple threat for sure. I thought Kalani looked increasingly desperate to get the win and then increasingly frustrated when people are kicking out and she can't get that win. Callie was fine in her role as the powerhouse, had a couple of not botches is too strong. She's new, right? She's trying to do things. Just a couple warts on the performance. She wasn't asked to do a lot, and that's probably smart. Jordan loses her 9th number 1 contenders match. And what I want, even though she's already heel and this heel character is pretty good, is that this sends her over to the edge into something else. Like she descends into madness or she becomes super violent. I'm hoping this is a chance for her to really, really lean into being a different type of heel.
Yeah.
But a really good triple threat, somewhat surprising winner to me. I just assumed, it's time for Kalani. She's doing a great job as a heel. We've got a super babyface champion, right? This is her chance. She's lost 8 number 1 contender matches, now 9. So I'm hoping something snaps in Kalani and we get something a little bit different. And then, so the show's not quite over. Vic Joseph is ramping up to sign off, but then we have to quickly go outside because Naraku and Tony D have to be separated outside. Robert Stone is there and he's had enough. So unsurprisingly, he makes next week's match between the two a street fight. So
at least they won't have to wrestle.
They can do all kinds of weapons stuff, I guess, and maybe fireballs and all kinds of fun stuff. So we'll see. A decent episode of NXT. I didn't dislike it. I always like seeing Vanity Project there a lot of the show, so that's good. They're on there quite a bit. Again, the men's top of the card is really not interesting. The women's division is quite interesting. The tag division has potential if they really want to commit to it. the men's division they need to figure out, right? I think it's like Tony D sucks as a champion. Naraku's not great as a challenger. We were hoping Born or Heights were ready to ascend. They're not. So kind of where do you... Ethan Page is gone. Ricky Saints is gone. Like, where do you go? Carver's not ready. You know what I mean? Like, they're just kind of in limbo.
Yeah, they don't really have anyone other than Naraku.
They're kind of trapped in the top of the card. Sucks. So get Jackson Drake elevated or something like that,
Santana.
right? Or bring somebody in. And
I feel like it's going to be Santana.
You think Santana? He'd be fine. He'd be fine as an NXT champion. I'd be more interested in him than Tony for sure. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up. I don't think there's any SmackDown to talk about because it hasn't happened yet. We're recording this on a Friday evening.
And even if it did.
And if you have anything to add, you never do?
No.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up. We're going to head to the play we're going to go see. We'll be back next week for episode 314 to talk about another week of wrestling.
Free birthday.
And yeah, right around your birthday again, right? So you'll be a legal drinking age in Canada for all the drinking you do.
Yep.
But anyways, we hope to see you all back here next Saturday. Until then, everybody, take care.